Are you drinking water in that cup?
I am not. I'm drinking coffee, which is made with water, infused with coffee.
Unless you're my grandfather. Did I ever tell you this story? My grandfather lived in an apartment building that had a listeria scare. Now, my grandfather, he was in his like late 80s at this point, and he had glaucoma, so he could not see very well. Also in his late 80s, he discovered he liked Mountain Dew.
I feel like that's the time to discover you like Mountain Dew.
Right.
It's kind of like drugs.
Except
like fucking go. You're 80. What have you got to lose?
Right.
Add a little crack in there. I mean,
maybe don't do that.
Yeah, I mean.
Can we pick other drugs and crack, Rach? Here's your 80-year-old starter kit. Here's some cocaine, some crack.
I feel like Mountain Dew is crack, so maybe, yes, we could pick something else
and
to
the
go.
Clap.
And the
Congratulations.
Welcome to your 80th year around the sun.
I think we should just put that in a little gift bag for people that turn 80. Love Krystyn and Rachael.
Love the two mystic mamas. You will die immediately.
Yes. Enjoy your swift death.
Yes. Your demise is upon you.
This is what happens after we've spent a weekend together not podcasting.
Yeah. No. We should welcome, right? And then I have some prompts.
Oh, no.
Well, what do you mean, oh, no? What kind of bullshit is that? Oh, no.
I don't know.
What was your favorite Sesame Street character?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's just something I pulled out of my ass, Krystyn. That's not one of my prompts.
I was like, what does this have to do with water?
Oh, my God. I would not throw you under the bus like that. I know you know nothing about Sesame Street.
Could you see it in my eyes when you said it?
You were like, oh.
Sheer panic.
I know I should know, but I don't know.
Big Bird.
Yep.
Not my favorite, but I know him.
Okay. We'll just do a little cheers to this episode, this day, and a little welcome. And,
all right. Here we go.
Welcome to Two Mystic Mamas. I am very excited about this episode. I think it's just because coming off the weekend we had, and I was able to have some downtime for just myself, which is really nice. Sometimes when I prepare for these episodes, yeah.
Tell me more.
I know. I am like at the dining room table, the TV's on behind me, there's something cooking, the kids are all running in and out of the house, and I'm like, okay, yes. And then I'll put that in my notes, and then I get distracted, and then I try to come back. But last night I had like a dedicated hour. And naturally, I just don't use my brain alone. I rely on lovely ChatGPT because that motherfucker is great. But more from like a research perspective and an education perspective. And I did prompt the chat to give me water magic as it pertains to some water rituals with influencers. So I was actually able to like get on TikTok and Instagram and find some folks, some influencers, some people out in the collective that do a lot with water magic. And it was it's fantastic to think about the power behind that and also this episode.
Well, I've always been connected to water. Even though I'm not a water sign, I am a water baby. Charlie always jokes with me that like when I go to the beach and to the ocean, I turn full mermaid. My hair goes full mermaid. Krystyn goes full mermaid. It's just my place. It's my place. I feel comfortable in the water. So I've always felt comfortable with water magic because of that as well. And it's like, I don't know, it's just very near and dear to my heart. It's very important to me. So I've always done a lot with scrying with water. And basically, if you don't know what scrying is, it's a form of divination where you look into something that's void of anything else. Some people like if you look into a crystal ball or a black mirror. But a lot of times what I do is actually with a black bowl or some sort of a vessel full of water. And you do a meditation and you look for signs to come to you. Mm-hmm. And they will.
Scrying did come up in my research.
Right.
But I had no association. So some of the things that I've written down, the first thing in all capitals is water is alive. It's very much it's fluid. Like if you just think about how water flows, the speed of it. And then I just put like stories about water that I wrote down from my youth up through adulthood and activities, so I can do some of this as the prompt. The history of water spirits. So basically they are mythological or spiritual beings associated with bodies of water. So rivers, oceans, lakes, natural springs, not so much pools. Like I would, and also in my,
natural pools.
When I was writing, like I never get that same feeling or energetic pull and push and aliveness around pools.
Oh, really?
Mm-mm.
I do.
Nope. I don't know if it's the chlorine. I don't know what it is.
It's the splashing for me. It's like the diving into the water.
So that okay.
At a pool is like so revitalizing.
So it's interesting because I think too, if you think about even the act of like taking a shower or taking a bath, that for me is different water magic than going to a stream or an ocean or a natural body of water. And the really fascinating thing that I found, again, I grew up Christian, Catholic. I grew up Roman Catholic. Let's just be clear. Now I would associate myself more towards the Christian. In Roman Catholicism, we have sacraments. So one of the first ones you get is baptism, which is by water, right? And so I started thinking a lot about how the Bible is interpreting some of these, because I always go back to the word witchcraft has so much negative connotation, and unlearning some of these beliefs, because now I'm in this place where it's love and light, and it's using what is of this earth, which is very much, in my opinion, associated with how any of these spiritual entities and amazing humans that roamed this earth at one point, Moses, Mary, Jesus, all of these Catholic and Christian humans, how they would have used all of these elements of the earth to have rituals, to honor God, to honor those and give thanks to the earth and the elements. And so for me, I'm like, it's all connected. During my research, one of the things that I was finding with a lot of folks that are out there that are doing water magic is like going to a body of water and how you set the intentions and you give the body of water your pain, your grief, your joy, your things that you want to see changed in your life, things that you want to improve or get rid of, things that are no longer serving. You give that to the water.
Right.
And the thing that's interesting about how the water works and how spirit works within water is it's very fast. It's a lot faster moving than doing intentions on land. And you have to be ready for the change that will come. This one woman was saying that she had gone to Lake Michigan and she had talked to the lake and given it whatever she needed to give it. And within 48 hours, like major shifts were happening. And so you have to be prepared. And I was like, oh, that's so fascinating. So
I've had similar experiences, and it's pretty much always been around water when I have swift change in my life. And to go back to what you're talking about too, with the witchcraft thing, is there are a faction of witches that practice what they call sea witchery. And so in witchcraft, there's different intentions that align with each different kind of body of water. And I do have some notes on that if we want to go through that at some point. So
let's do it.
All right.
Yeah, let's do that.
So we have
Shane is like,
yeah, he's like, Krystyn, get it out of here. So rainwater we have associated with cleansing, protection, change, growth. Dew is more associated with like calm and love, fertility, beauty. Then we have river water, which is also, I mean, you're going to see the mainstay with all of this is cleansing, right? Obviously. Cleansing, banishing, change, moving on, because rivers are more swift moving bodies of water.
Yes, the current.
The sea water, which is cleansing, healing, banishing, and protection as well. And moon water, which I know we both collect moon water during different phases of the moon, or really with whatever intentions kind of we have happening right now. And a lot of that is about intuition, charging, energy, things like that. So I think it's important to like however water feels for you is like where you should go to if you're interested in doing water magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just like in baptism, where there's so many different kind of baptisms that happen, it's the same thing with people using water in witchcraft for different intentions.
Yep. Yeah. And I think it's interesting that you bring it up about how different types of bodies of water possess different types of cleansing qualities, because like salt, naturally, I would associate salt with protection. Even if you were to do a ritual on land,
Right.
salt is usually used as protection. So that would make
Right.
sense that the ocean would provide that protection. And you can see this play out in, I mean, like different types of movies. Like Moana is a great example of how the islanders, how they also use water in a very symbolic, ritualistic way. And there's a lot of meditations that center around that visualization of water. The reason we're talking about this in this part of the season that we're in is because we're around water a lot. It's summer, it's hot. You use it to cool down, you use it to, refresh yourself. We go creek walking, all of the, different ways that you are already around water. And it's just that thinking about visualization of how can I use this everyday activity to also be more intentional.
Right. You guys went creek walking this weekend.
We did. Yeah. I ended up doing most of the creek walking because the kids were like, there's spiders. There's blah, blah, blah. And
I
Evie
heard about the spiders.
Yeah. Well, between the spiders and the crayfish, I mean, Evie was like, I'm terrified. I'm like, Evie, they're not going to do anything. And she's like, I don't care. And I was like, okay.
She's like, put me in a pool.
Yeah, I mean, it just
or an ocean.
Yeah, and we did go looking for creek glass. I found a piece of terracotta pottery. Graham found this really old, very destroyed, had been in the creek for a long time, horseshoe.
I know, he came running up to the camper and he's like, look what I found, look what I found.
He was very excited about it, which was good. I mean, I think that's like finding the treasure within the water is amazing.
There's also a lot of research about water having memory. And I would love to actually bring somebody in to talk about this because I don't know enough about it to speak on it and feel educated.
Well, one of my favorite movies. Did you ever watch? Nah, shit. I know every time I want to have faith that you saw this movie, but if you didn't, it's a great movie to watch. It's from the 90s. Had Bruce Willis. It's called The Abyss.
Negative Ghost Rider.
Fuck. Okay, well, we'll recircle on this.
I feel like we just need a list of all the movies you've said, of all the episodes that I need to go back and watch, and I'm just going to hide in my house.
That will be a whole podcast
for
episode.
5 years.
Yes. Let's have a podcast about the movies Krystyn just watched.
There's
in
no
her
live
40s.
Stream of me in hermit status watching movies.
But in that movie, it's it takes place on a sub, and it's fascinating, but it has to do with water magic. It has to do with water having memory, and that also goes back to another movie. What else has memory that he's always like, water has memory, and it's really good because otherwise I wouldn't exist.
Wait, what is that?
Olaf?
Oh, Olaf! Yeah, okay, now I remember.
Frozen.
Oh, I love Olaf.
Okay, so I have some prompts.
What's gonna happen to me?
Which water spirit energy do you feel most drawn to?
Oh, like which body of water?
Mm-hmm.
Ocean, 100%.
Now, do you find a difference between the Atlantic, the Pacific, the Gulf of Mexico?
Oh, there are definitely differences between them. I grew up feeling connected to the Atlantic.
Same.
So I have a deep connection there. But when I was traveling and like being in different bodies of water, like, or even the other side of the Atlantic, when I was in Iceland, it feels so different over there. And obviously I wasn't like playing in the water in Iceland, but the energy of the water itself is different.
People do.
I know they do. There's a guy that surfs and there's videos of him and he just has like ice crystals all in his beard. It's so wild. When I go back to Iceland, I did not do it when I was there. But you can scuba dive and you can touch the North America and European continent divide.
That, no, I would be completely I would have an anxiety attack. There's no way in hell I could do that. I don't think I will ever be able to learn to scuba dive. I think I will have, if I do, that would be a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
There's something very claustrophobic for me about not being able to breathe on my own with my own capacity.
Right.
Like snorkeling, fine. Scuba diving,
I get motion sick when I snorkel because I'm like on the.
Oh, yeah, no. No, but I would have. There's something also about submarines that just terrify me. There is no chance in hell. Between that and
what
spaceships.
What about being on a submarine that's not in the water? Still the same?
No. I could do that. But if it is.
I'm the opposite.
If it is submerged, I don't like the idea of water above me.
Yeah.
And then that little sub that just blew up.
Oh, like last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my worst fear coming true.
Yeah, but that was an asshole billionaire that just wanted to make money and was sending down a sub that they knew was compromised. Fuck that guy.
I know, but that was my worst fear coming true. Like I was like, no.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they would have never felt it. Like it would be so instantaneous.
For sure.
Yeah. So if there's any solace in that. I will tell you, one of my coolest experiences I've ever had traveling with water was when I was in Australia, and I got to swim in the Bondi pool where the waves crash over into the pool.
On Bondi Beach.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And it was one of the coolest experiences of my life.
Okay.
It was so cool.
That is so cool.
Yeah. I definitely recommend if you're going to travel to Australia.
And that's in Sydney, right?
It's in Sydney. Yeah. And there's like a club attached to it too. So then I did like a yoga thing there as well, like overlooking the ocean, which was awesome.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah. And that's the Southern Ocean, I believe, around that part of Sydney.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wrote down the Atlantic too, because that's like from my childhood. We grew up going to Block Island, which is a little island off of Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And the Atlantic is, especially in this part of the country, much colder. Even in July and August, it's still chilly. And violent isn't the right word, but there's a lot more wave activity and just aggression than as you like follow the coast of the United States. It calms
100%.
down.
Yeah.
So I grew up with this, right? So when the first time I remember going to the beach in South Carolina, I was like, what's this? Like this, man. But I always grew up too respecting the water. That was a big thing that my mom instilled in us, was you always respect.
My dad was Ocean City Beach Patrol. And so we always he taught me from like a young age how to respect the ocean, how to swim in the ocean. But I do remember vividly being a toddler and running straight into the waves and being so excited. And I can still feel the feeling of being like in a washing machine of sand, right?
Same. And then you get out and you have like your crotch is just like filled.
Swimsuits were not made the same when we were kids. Because you would get out and you would just have it looked like a dirty diaper.
Yeah,
it was
like a sand
all
crotch.
Sand.
Yes. And then you'd have to get home and I'd be in the shower and I'd have it flipped over and I'd be trying to rub all of the sand out of the mesh of my crotch.
Yeah.
Good times.
Good times
as a girl. Yay.
But we always went out. My dad would take me out far in the ocean because he would talk to the guards and he'd be like, hey, I was beach patrol, da-da-da. And they always would let us go out way farther than anybody. I just remember being a kid and bobbing around and being like, hey, how deep of water do you think the water is here? And he'd be like, I don't know, 20, 30 feet. And I'd be like, oh, cool. This is cool.
Nope. I did not have that experience.
Evie's the same way.
Okay.
So she's been doing the Junior Beach Patrol certification program there. And so last summer, she did our level 1 certification. And it was incredible to see what they were doing.
Yes, I remember, you telling us.
And swimming for so far out, so long in the ocean, which is so cool. But also, if you've ever been to Ocean City, Maryland, where the pier is, where they fish off the pier. They swam the length of the pier and then shot through the pier and like came back while they were fishing. It was wild.
Yeah. That
But
is
she
wild.
was like, she came out with the biggest smile on her face.
Yeah.
I mean, just
what an accomplishment.
right.
Yeah.
She's also a water baby though. Obviously, she
Yes.
spends 85 hours a day.
I
at the
mean,
pool.
she really does. And she's an incredible swimmer, which I think is so important to know how to swim. My children have not had swimming lessons, and they always are like, we know how to swim. And I'm like, you have no clue how to swim. Like, until you go through proper lessons and you know all of the different strokes, like you know how to tread water and you do all of these things.
Because it's about, treading too. Like, if you get in trouble, what you should do.
Like the staying calm, the non-panic.
Right.
I was just reading something too about, I don't know where it was in the country, but basically they had to go and rescue. It might have been Mexico. They had to recover 3 guys that had gone cliff jumping. And one of the issues was they jumped in and they didn't resurface. And then the other one jumped in to try to find the one that didn't resurface. And all 3 of them ended up drowning because
what?
If you're going to go in to save someone, you should not be the one, like your body should not be the thing that you're saving the other person with. You should always, that's why you will never see a lifeguard run into the ocean by themselves. They will run in with something.
Well, and the people that do proper cliff diving have people in the water already.
Yes.
So that if there is
an issue,
they can just get to them right away.
Right. So I felt really bad because I was like, what a shitty learning experience. Because it costs you.
I'd say they die.
It cost you your
That's
life.
a really shitty lesson.
But it made me think about just kids in general having fun. Because one of the other things we used to do as a kid was we would go rope swinging into creeks. Mm-hmm. And we'd have swimming holes, which were like just deeper bodies, but they were in creeks. They weren't in like a lake or anything like that. Thankfully, nothing happened. But, you know, it's that whole thing too about I always want to embrace my kids being children, but at the same time being safe and being smart. And water is not something I really love my kids to just.
Right. I remember going to Niagara Falls as a kid. Talk about like a crazy amazing body of water. And I always wanted to go over the falls in a barrel. I was like, I want to do it. I want to do
it. No. See, you and I were just wired different.
I would still do it.
Fuck that. No.
I mean, now I have enough sense to know that I probably wouldn't live. But
I did tell you the story at Kennywood. The Log Jammer, a fucking controlled roller coaster that is safe. And they have people like stationed around it.
Yeah.
Losing my marbles, crying hysterically.
Stop. The Log Jammer?
The Log Jammer. I remember getting to one of the mini hills. I was probably like 8, and I'm looking at the person working, bless their spirit, and I'm like, take me home. Take me home. I can't do it.
When was this?
I was probably like 8 years old.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say this is like a couple years ago.
No, now I'm able to like overcome that. But if you were to be like, Rachel, let's go on a barrel down Niagara Falls, I'd be like, no. Like, I'd have that same reaction. I'd be like, no, give me. I'd lose my marbles. Yeah, no, I can't do it. The other body of water that I will tell you that I had a deep spiritual connection to was when we were in the Grand Cayman.
Oh. Did you guys get to see the bioluminescence there?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So where we had our Airbnb was right next to the bioluminescence bay.
We should bring it right back to Moana here, aren't we?
We are, yeah. But I remember, this was before I had my spiritual awakening, right? So I was right kind of there, and I kept picking up on the energy of the island. I kept picking up where this house was. It was just an incredible experience. And we had rented kayaks for the whole week. So we kept going out into, and this is in the Caribbean, so there's not a lot of movement. There's waves, but they're very calm. And yeah, we went at night, and we all had headlamps on. And we can't say anything. We can't say anything. And then we turned our headlamps off, and we put the oar in, and then we were like, whoa.
That's so cool.
It's so cool. It's such a cool experience.
Yeah, I have not experienced it in person yet. I can't wait to, though.
Yeah, that was another body of water that I just was in awe. The other thing I wrote down here was when we were in, I want to ask this question to you too, so I'll flip it around. But the taking a shower outdoors. So on Block Island at the house, there was an outdoor shower. And I remember as a child, that was such a freeing, liberating experience too, because you're like surrounded by trees and you're cleansing your body. And I mean, that is definitely a core memory for me. Have you ever experienced that?
I have. And we camp in the middle of the Blue Mountains in Pennsylvania every year for Labor Day. And where we are, there's this like incredible dam and this creek there. And there's like a little area where we go to bathe. And it's just a cool experience to do that in nature, but also showering outdoors. I mean, even like the outside of our camper has a shower, like an outdoor shower.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I just love this.
Mhm.
Like, remember when I got married, the house we stayed in had an outdoor shower too. And I'm like, oh, do I have to use the one inside?
Yes. No, it's if you
It's
get an
great.
opportunity to do that, that's
Mhm.
such a great experience. What about when you fill up your water bottle or any bottle of a cup of water? Do you ever speak intention to it?
Not only do I speak intention to it, but we keep cold carafes of water in our fridge, and I will put the water in a swirling motion, depending on if I am trying to attract or release something. So
Oh,
if I'm
that's a
trying
good
to
idea.
attract something, I'll go clockwise, and I'll go counterclockwise if I'm trying to release something or banish something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What are some of the affirmations that you...
I would say usually there's something to have to do with like personal growth, right? If I'm going clockwise, it's going to be about accepting, about honoring. I would just find words that resonate with you more than
Mhm.
like giving you a specific affirmation. You know, whatever you are trying to bring more of in your life, I would honor that with your intention.
Yes.
And the same thing, like I release negativity or I release limiting beliefs or I release blockages that stop me from being my best self.
Yes.
Whoever that is. Yes, I like specific intentions, but I also allow the universe to send me messages because I cannot be arrogant enough to think that I know exactly what I need.
No.
And so a lot of times I just kind of put it out there and then wait to see what happens. And then I can kind of, move on from there with whatever I get back.
Yeah, that was a new thing for me, and it made a lot of sense. And I think these are small changes that you can do that actually make huge impacts.
Mm-hmm.
And so I loved watching videos of people filling up water containers and speaking affirmations into them and thanking the water, right? So we as humans are 80% water. Our cells, from a cellular perspective, need water to survive. We need water to survive. And so just having that gratitude as you're drinking water
Mm-hmm.
and just thinking about how it's impacting you from a cellular level was really great. I've always loved water. I love sparkling water. I love still water. I put a lot of emphasis behind getting really good water because in Western Pennsylvania, our water is complete shit and they don't do really great regulations around fracking and other lovely industries that impact the watershed. They impact the water table. They do. And so this is the first time you're hearing about any of this. There are plenty of options you can get for full house water filtrations, or you can do like a Berkey or another type of, charcoal filter.
Yeah, I got a water filtration system for underneath our sink.
Yeah, there's definitely ways in which, but yeah, not all water is made the same, but from just a hydration standpoint and how we heal our body and help our body be the best version of itself, I was like, I am definitely here for this small habit change. I will be putting intentions into my water from here on out. Why I haven't been doing it, I simply didn't know. But now I know. And it was like, duh. Like I felt like.
I mean, I think it's a lot of things that we do unknowingly too. Like going back to the shower thing, and we've talked about this in a previous episode. One of my favorite ways to shower is to have an orange shower. So if you want to have,
let's revisit it.
yes,
bring it
full
again.
experience, guys. When you're in the shower, take an orange in with you and peel the orange and put it in the bottom where the hot water is going to hit it, and it releases the aromatherapy of the peel, right?
Yep.
All the citrus. And
the mist, the citrus mist.
Yes, and then eat the cold, juicy orange while you are in the shower showering, and it's like a next level experience.
And that's a great visualization too. Like you visualize the peels falling to the ground, right? And you're peeling something. So you're peeling the outer exterior away, which is similar to how when you get in a shower, what are you doing? You're washing the exterior dead layer of skin off your body. You're shedding, you're letting it go. And that is a beautiful, beautiful exercise, which I have been doing since we talked about that. Right. I do a lot of meditating in the shower, a lot of intention setting before I get in, just lighting a candle, calling in my team of light and divine source energy, and just like zenning myself out, because it's an opportunity for me to have some private time.
Right.
And some quiet time. And I take advantage of that when I can get it. And it doesn't necessarily have to be an orange. Right. It can be an apple. It can be grapes.
But you're nourishing your body at the same time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do like eucalyptus in their shower or something like that. I've always been a ritual bath and a ritual shower kind of person since I was, in my early teens, because it's a big part of witchcraft. When you're doing a ritual, is to not carry any of that with you, or you're doing any sort of spell work. You want to, cleanse yourself before and after.
Yes.
And now that I live in perimenopause land where I have 3-day long hot flashes, I shower all the time.
It is so true. Like, I was just thinking about that, about how
much this weekend sucked. No, it was the weekend itself was amazing.
I was like, what?
No,
I was like, the weekend did not suck.
No, the weekend of sweating.
Yes.
Did you not see me all weekend? When we were at the meet yesterday, Charlie was like, will you stop touching me with your lava skin? I was like, well, you and your ADHD can stop, wiggling all over and touching me.
I would have loved to have seen you guys.
It's funny because he's like, babe, you have to stop touching me. And then he would like get closer. And then he would accidentally touch my arm, and he's like, why are you on fire?
We slept with no blankets on, and I turned my parents' air conditioning down, which I'm sure they loved. I was like, I'm not sure why it's on 74, but it needs to be much lower than that. And like Jeff and I did not sleep with any blankets on Saturday night. Okay, so bringing it back around about how important and how incredible water magic is, and in a very simple way can be applied to your everyday life.
Right.
And so our encouragement for this week is try sitting next to water when you take a shower. Have it be a different experience than you've ever had. If you are going to go swimming, let that be a different experience. When you fill up your water bottle or your Stanley or your Awala or anything, a glass of water, have it be a different experience. Just look at water in a different way.
Or water your plants with intention too. That's another way you can use water magic. If you're growing something living in your house or out in your garden, infuse that water with the intention.
Yes.
We did some water magic last week for the full moon. Okay. I don't know if that's going to track with our timeline here. But anyway, the last full moon, we did some water magic in our house. And I had written down intentions for myself. I had Charlie do the same thing. And then we put them in the windowsill with the water overnight. And then the next day, we both spoke our intentions at our own time and drank the water. So it can be as simple as that, too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And moon water it's a fun exercise, too. So the next full moon, if you've never done anything with moon water, typically full moons are a really great time to do it. And there's plenty of influencers and folks out there, including ourselves, that can showcase what that looks like. But really, it's just putting a pitcher of water or a glass of water or a jar of water. I would recommend covering it, but that's just me because I don't like to drink it with the bugs. But you do you. And you can do intentions. You don't have to do intentions, but it's just, it will be charged by the moon's energy, which will then by you drinking it, again, on a cellular level, will increase your frequency and raise your vibration, and has lots of magic. So, all right.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Go play in some water.
Water, water, water. Water, water, water. There's lots and lots of things that you can do, and we hope that this encourages you to get out of your comfort zone a little bit and change your life and grow your life and improve your life in positive ways and let go of what no longer is serving.
I couldn't say it better. All right, guys. Thank you for being with us today. We will see you next time.
We will.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.